Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Dan from Reject Films, and today I'm going to share with you guys my top 5 Stephen King inspired films. This was a really tough video to decide on the top 5 because there's so many great films inspired by his books and everything. But I didn't want to make it too long or nothing, so I decided to go with just 5. And yeah, like I say, it was really hard to choose just 5, but so with that being said, I'm going to go over 4 honorable mentions that just didn't quite make the top 5 for whatever reason. And to start, we have Misery with James Caan and Kathy Bates. Really good film, just didn't quite make the top 5. I tried to pick ones I grew up with and stuff like that, and I didn't really grow up with this one so much. But really good film, and happy to have it in the collection. Can't wait for that Scream Factory release. Next honorable mention is Maximum Overdrive. This movie is really a lot of fun, and I know there is a Blu-ray release of this. Not in the U.S., but overseas, which I need to get eventually. But yeah, really just over-the-top movie. You got Emilio Estevez in here, music by AC/DC, and this is the only film I do believe that was ever directed by Stephen King as well. So that alone makes it worth, picking up, checking out, whatever. So yeah, Maximum Overdrive. This one I always forget is a Stephen King movie, but because it's not horror, but there's a few of those. Shawshank Redemption. Everybody knows this movie. Excellent film. Probably one of the better made movies out of what I'm showing today. Tim Robbins, Morgan Freeman, did a great job in this movie. Just not one that I watch a lot just because of the length of it. I've probably only seen 4 or 5 times. But really good movie. Like I say, great performances all around. So Shawshank. And then one a lot of people don't talk about, still doesn't have a Blu-ray release anywhere. This is kind of one I grew up watching, but yeah, I really enjoy this movie. Like I say, it doesn't get talked about a lot, but that is Nightflyer. Really love this movie. I love the feel of this movie. It's just really dark and everything like that. This is another one of those like HBO ones. They did the Tales from the Crypt movie, so hopefully Scream Factory or somebody will get a hold of this and put it out on Blu-ray eventually. But even this one's pretty hard to find the DVD of. Yes, Stephen King's Nightflyer. Definitely check it out if you've never seen it. So, on to the top 5. This is really hard to put them in order of a countdown, but yeah, I did somehow manage to rank them. Now, like I say, this is just my opinion, not necessarily the better made film or anything. Just what I grew up with and what I have, more fond memories of and things like that. But in at number 5 is Sometimes They Come Back. Really enjoy this movie. I love the whole setting of it, the whole tempo of it, everything. The 55 Chevy's just awesome car in here, and I love just all the characters and everything in here are really good. And maybe not the best acted of the movies I have here, but definitely has its moments. And just remember just watching this a lot growing up, and actually I haven't seen it in a while. I need to revisit it, but yeah, I know this does have a Blu release too. I need to really pick that up and rewatch it. But yeah, Sometimes They Come Back at number 5. I haven't seen any of the sequels. I hear they're not very good, so Yeah. And then the only non-horror one in my top 5 here, definitely one I grew up with, watched this movie so many times, and that is Stand By Me, based on the short story The Body.
Shut up!
I don't shut up.
Shut up! I grow up! And when I look at you, I throw up. And then your mother goes around the corner and she licks it up.
Finding new and preferably disgusting ways to degrade a friend's mother was always held in high regard.
From Stephen King. Great cast in here: Will Wheaton, River Phoenix, Corey Feldman, Jerry O'Connell, Kiefer Sutherland. Yeah, really, really good movie, and just, you know, one of those movies people my age or older can really relate to growing up, you know, before like cell phones and computers, online gaming, all that stuff, where you just hung out with your friends and, you know, told stories and things like that, and just really bonded, you know, a lot more back then than people do now. And I love these kind of coming of age stories and everything like that. So yeah, really, really good movie. It'll always hold a certain place for me. So yeah, number 4, Stand By Me. Or yeah, at 3, Pet Sematary.
You know that path your wife commented on? That road and those Orinco trucks, the 2 main reasons is there.
Well, where does it lead?
Pet Sematary.
Absolutely love this movie. Again, grew up watching it, and I always love what's his name, Judd, or I think his name is in here. I love the way that he talks in here, and you know, he really makes this movie for me what it is, and just the way he would speak and tell stories and everything in here. And you know, when it gets to being the part of the movie where Gage comes back and everything, just, you know, creepy kid type situations going on, and yeah, just awesome movie. Wish I had that cool lenticular slipcover for it. Things impossible to find, but yeah, another one, like I say, I just grew up watching and just, you know, has a special place for me. So that was number 3. At number 2, I know this will probably be a lot of people's number 1s, but and this is only number 2 for me because I really enjoy the first half, and the second half not so much. So that is It.
Oh, you want it, don't you, Georgie? Oh, of course you do. And there's cotton candy and rides and all sorts of surprises down here. And balloons, too. All colors.
Do they float?
Oh, yes. They float, Georgie. They float. And when you're down here with me, you float too!
Of course, wearing the shirt for the remake here. Yeah, really excited for that remake, but hopefully they don't, you know, ruin it. But I mean, a lot of people share the same opinion I do, and a lot of people love the whole movie. So, but I mean, the first half of this is just incredible. I don't really care for when they're adults, but it is what it is. Just, you know, Tim Curry as Pennywise, just, you know, as everybody knows, one of the best performances ever in any film. You know, they couldn't have picked a better actor for this movie to play Pennywise, and just made so many people scared of clowns after this. You know, I think if this movie was never made, there wouldn't be the, you know, as many people scared of him as there is nowadays, and so many things to follow this movie with creepy clowns in it. There's been a ton of clown movies since then that have been like, you know, murderous clowns or whatever. But yeah, It is in at number 2. Yeah, I mean, everybody's seen it. There's not a whole lot you can really say about it that hasn't been said. just you know, another kind of coming of age story like Stand By Me, you know, with all the kids there in the first half and everything, which I always enjoy those kind of movies. And King always does a great job at portraying those friendships and everything like that between, you know, a younger generation and everything in his books, and transfers over to film very well. So, all right, number one. Yeah, this for me is number one just because it's, I mean, like so many of his movies, there's so many iconic lines in this film, and the performance from Jack Nicholson, just, you know, like he did with Tim Curry in It, he just found the perfect actor to play this role. That is The Shining, down here, the bottom.
Stay away from me. Please. Don't hurt me.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
Stay away from me.
Wendy.
Stay away.
Darling. Light of my life. I'm not gonna hurt you. You didn't let me finish my sentence. I said, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in.
Yeah, I don't have the standalone release. This was the same price, and they're all on separate discs, so why not? Plus, we're running out of space, so yeah. Again, another movie that there's nothing you can say that hasn't been said about this movie. Perfect performance by Jack Nicholson, and you know, Shelley Duvall did great in it. Just everybody, you know, played their parts perfectly. What was it, Scatman Crothers or whatever his name was, playing the caretaker as well. You know, and you have that kind of snowy setting feeling to it too, which a lot of people love, like myself, in horror films. Always adds like an extra element to it, you know, there, especially towards the end. Just a great film all around. I mean, it's another one like Shawshank that's in It, but I mean, that was a mini-series, but you know, another longer film. But like I say, so many iconic classic lines, and just an eerie element throughout the whole movie from start to finish. You know from the start that something's wrong, you know, something's not right with this place, you know, and just the transformation that Jack Nicholson portrays in this movie from being, you know, normal to just freaking psychotic is just incredible. So yeah, number one for me is The Shining, definitely. I know there's a remake of this, which I do have. I have not watched. I don't know if it's any good, but yeah, that is it for my top 5. Again, number 1, The Shining. Number 2, It. 3, Pet Sematary. Number 4, Stand By Me. Number 5, Sometimes They Come Back. So yeah, I want to thank Dr.Movie 91 for asking me to be part of this Stephen King month for September here that he's doing. And yeah, that's it, guys. Take care. See you on the next video. Bye.